spotted in time. 4,500 women die of ovarian cancer in England and Wales every year, many needlessly, because according to research, the disease isn't being caught early enough by GPs. Eilish is from Sale, and she is paying the ultimate price for that misdiagnosis. Eilish, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us where you are right now.
Right now, not doing too badly. My levels are slowly going back up again, so I will be looking at treatment somewhere, hopefully.
Right.
Not next week, but...
But you've been told that this is terminal?
Yes, that I won't be cured.
Right.
That I am treatable, though, but I won't be cured.
What's the difference?
That they just have to treat it as and when things, when my cancer levels go up, I have to have chemo every time or operations just to prolong my life for as long as possible.
Right, okay. Do you have any idea how long that might be? Does anybody voice these things to you?
Well, yes, they do. Obviously not the doctors, but you have to research it yourself. Most women die within 5 years.
Right.
But I'm looking to... push the boundaries as long as possible.
You've got your own agenda.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got your own agenda.
Yes.
And I admire that tremendously. I would panic. I would panic if it was me, and because you've got kids, haven't you?
I've got 5 children,
You've got
yes.
5 children and another half.
Partner, yes.
Partner, yeah.
Anthony.
So that is all, there's all of that to think about. It could be quite overwhelming.
I think you just get on with everyday life. There's no... today, I don't feel any different than anybody else does.
Okay.
It's only when, obviously, I get more tired than most people, and sometimes, obviously, I have to take painkillers as time goes on.
You don't look ill. I would never guess. You look tanned. You look like you just got back off your holiday, maybe. You've got short, red hair. I've just had mine cut short. I look like a lesbian PE teacher. You look glamorous and
thank you,
like a goddess. That's how I was meant to look when I came out of hairdressers. I can't dry mine myself. I look great when I came out, and when I washed it myself, I look like this. I look like curly watts. But you look fantastic. You look terrific. You don't look ill, but you made up your mind you were never going to.
Yes, absolutely. Why? I'm still living. I'm not dead yet.
What did you do when you were first diagnosed?
In what way?
Well, you had long hair.
Yes, I shaved it all off and went out to the nightclub and went, this is me, this is what's happening, and I'm still the same person.
Right, so you're taking life by the horns.
Absolutely, enjoying every day.
Enjoying every day of it, but you don't want this to happen to somebody else.
Absolutely not. There's no way I want any other family to go through what my family are going through.
How did you realise you got ovarian cancer?
I didn't. I had no idea. In fact, I'd never really heard of ovarian cancer. You hear about breast cancer, you hear about cervical cancer.
Sure. We're all screened for that.
Absolutely. In fact, I had my cervical cancer, and before I went in for my operation, a week before, my smear came back all clear. So it has nothing to do with ovarian.
A week before your test came out all clear. And we all go for those. I mean, nobody enjoys them, but we all go for them. And many people have had mammograms as well. That's where, if you've never had one, that's where they actually post your breast through a letterbox.
Yes, absolutely.
Have you had that done?
Yes.
Or trap it in a sandwich toaster.
Yeah,
that's very pleasant. But we do it. We do it. So what are the signs and symptoms of ovarian cancer? What made you go to the doctor?
Well, originally, I just had a pain in my side, and they thought it was IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Then I had a persistent pain in my side. And
was your tummy getting bigger?
Yes, it was. But what woman doesn't?
Lord.
We all get bloated, so you dismiss it. I was working, you put it down to so many other things. And
you think I've not had a particularly good diet today?
Absolutely. Cut out the bread, cut out the pot, whatever, Unfortunately, it was persistent. It was getting worse every day. And then it got to the point where I was actually looking pregnant. People were coming up to me and asking me when the baby was due.
But all this time, doctors didn't say, hang on.
I went to the doctor, and they thought I had a fibroid.
Right.
The size of an orange, which they said you need to go for a scan.
A fibroid is a thickening of the muscle of the uterus, isn't it?
It's something, round, like cyst.
Yeah.
And again, I had to chase up the scan, and then you start looking into things and you think this isn't right. And, I was having so many painkillers, on a daily basis, still working, still looking after the children. And eventually I managed to get the scan, and then I was told that, yes, it doesn't look good, but, we'll fast track you through the system. Another week. But even then, when I went back to the consultant, he did say in his expert opinion it was only a fibroid. He would book me in for a hysterectomy, and even then I arranged to go back because I went on the internet, thought these symptoms are wrong, asked him if he thought it was ovarian cancer, and he said no, I didn't tick all the boxes, and that in his expert opinion it was only a fibroid, and that if on the slightest, remotest chance it was cancer, I would be treated there and then within the operation.
Right, okay. And you're paying the ultimate price for that?
Yeah. A simple blood test, which I never was offered.
What would your advice be then?
If there is any symptoms of persistent bloating, persistent pelvic pain in the side, in the pelvis, fatigue, you're constantly tired, any of those symptoms that are on a daily basis, go to your doctor and insist on either a blood test or a scan.
That's very good advice. You're trekking in the Sahara this autumn.
Hopefully, fingers crossed that I'm well enough to do it. Yes, we're going across the Sahara, again, for awareness for ovarian cancer.
Crikey. What about your kids? Have you mentioned what's happening to you today?
Yes, they are fully
How
aware.
old are they?
Emma's 22,
Right.
Megan's 16, Abigail's 15, Jemima's 12, and Louis 10.
Right. So very broad age range then.
There is, yes, and initially it was very hard because you're dealing with it. You have to tell them because there's too many people that know, and you don't want your children to be the last people to know when everybody else does. And they are the most amazing children possible.
And what about your other half?
He's great as well. He supports me. It's everyday life.
Did you meet him before you were poorly?
Yes. And then it was a big thing really for him to take on as well.
That's quite a thing, isn't it?
Yes, that the outcome eventually is that, I am going to lose my life to it. Very hard. So we do have to deal with these things on daily basis.
You look so well now though. You look as I said, you look fabulous, and I hope that
it's makeup.
You're going to teach me a thing or two then. I look like a corpse this morning. I'd like a few tips. It absolutely amazes me, your attitude, but the attitude really is helping, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, there's no point in giving up. As long as I'm still here, I want to prolong my life for as long as possible. What's the point in saying, oh, that's it, just keel over and forget about it? Every day is a new challenge for me, and there's new things out there for me to do as well.
Yeah, like the Sahara.
Absolutely. Well, yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that. I wish you all the very best. It's an absolute delight to meet you, and I think you're absolutely right. I think awareness is the key, because this is still killing women, and it's time it stopped, isn't it?
It is.
Things have moved on with breast cancer. Things have moved on
absolutely.
with
If we can get it on the same level,
it would be a wonderful
chances
thing,
would go up 80%.
A delight to meet you. You're
Thank
an
you very
inspiration,
much.
a real inspiration. Eilish Colclough there. The only word is inspirational, isn't it? It's BBC Radio Manchester, 95.1 FM. I'm Heather Stott. This is Steelers Wheel.